Welcome back to Your Sunday Setup. I'm Whitney. Last week, we talked about the power of presence, about being where you are and not lost in yesterday or worried about tomorrow, but being fully present in this moment. And when we become more present, something interesting happens. We begin to see reality more clearly. Not the reality we wish existed or the reality we hoped for, but the reality that is. And that's where today's conversation begins. We talk about the power of acceptance. Because acceptance is often misunderstood. Many people think acceptance means giving up or settling or approving, or even resigning yourself to circumstances. But acceptance is none of those things. It is simply acknowledging the reality as it exists, and that acknowledgement creates freedom. Before we dive into our content, let's take a moment to get centered. Take a slow breath in and release. Allow your shoulders to soften. And then bring to mind something in your life you've been struggling with. Maybe it's a disappointment, a frustration, or a circumstance you wish were different. And as you think about it, notice any tension that arises. And notice the urge to resist, to argue with reality, or to wish things were different. Now, gently say to yourself, "This is what is." Or as I like to say, it is what it is. And that's not because you like it, not because you chose it, but because it's here. Now silently repeat, "I can acknowledge reality." I can stop fighting what already is. Acceptance creates freedom. One more breath and gently return. Imagine you're walking around through unfamiliar terrain and suddenly step into quicksand. Your first instinct might be to panic, to thrash, to fight, to struggle with all your strength. But here's the paradox. The more you fight quicksand, the deeper you sink. The first step towards survival isn't struggle, it's acceptance. It's recognizing where you are, understanding the situation, and working with reality instead of against it. It is only then that you can make wise choices about what to do next. And life often works the same way. When we resist reality, we exhaust ourselves. And when we accept reality, we regain our ability to respond. And one of the greatest sources of suffering is not the situation itself, it's our resistance to it. The argument we keep having with reality. The argument that says, this shouldn't be happening, they shouldn't have done that, this isn't how I wanted things to go. And while those feelings are understandable, they don't change what is. Acceptance doesn't mean you stop caring. It doesn't mean you stop trying. And acceptance doesn't mean you approve of everything that happens. It simply means you stop spending energy denying reality. Because once you accept what is true, you can decide what comes next. Acceptance creates clarity, and clarity creates options. So let's tackle 3 strategies for acceptance. The first one is to separate reality from the story. There's what happened, and then there's the story we tell ourselves and others about what happened. So we have to practice identifying the facts, then notice the interpretations that have been added to the facts. Acceptance begins with seeing reality clearly. And then second, ask, what is within my control? You see, acceptance isn't passive, it's practical. Once you acknowledge reality, you can ask, what can I influence? What action can I take? And where do I still have agency? Acceptance allows you to focus your energy where it matters. And then third, stop arguing with what already happened. The past cannot be changed. The past cannot be changed. I'm going to say it one more time. The past cannot be changed. Yet many of us spend enormous energy wishing it had been different. Acceptance doesn't erase pain, but it allows healing to begin. Because you don't stop fighting a battle that cannot be won. Acceptance doesn't erase pain, but it allows healing to begin because you stop fighting a battle that cannot be won. Let's say you don't get the opportunity you wanted. Maybe it was a promotion, the client, or the project. Your old pattern is to replay it endlessly. You question everything and stay stuck in disappointment. If you adopt a new pattern, you can acknowledge the reality. I didn't get it. Then allow yourself to feel what you feel. And then ask, what now? What can I learn? What's my next step? The hard truth, the disappointment may still be there, but now you're moving forward instead of remaining trapped in resistance. And that's the power of acceptance. Next week, we continue our journey. Because once you stop fighting reality, another question emerges. What deserves access to your time, energy, and attention? In episode 94, we'll explore the power of boundaries and why protecting what matters isn't selfish, it's essential. I say this every week. Acceptance is simple, but it isn't always easy. Because accepting reality means letting go of how we wish things would be. The question is, what would change if you stopped fighting what already is? What freedom might become available? If you're ready to explore this work more deeply, I invite you to join me for It Is What It Is, Moving from Resistance to Resilience. It's a mindfulness-based experience designed to help you process challenges, release resistance, and move forward with clarity and intention. Learn more at themindful5.com/resistance. Stop fighting reality and start responding to it. And until next time, take care.